league in batting average and runs per game, second in slugging percentage. So maybe a step down, hit for average more so than power, but it's still a Whitey lineup that is extremely loaded from top to bottom. It starts with Ty Manolfi, the left-handed second baseman. He digs in, ready to face his first pitch of the day from the starter, Wade Walton, who's ready into his windup. Called a strike inside corner, 0-1. The first pitch strike is how Wade Walton begins his evening. Manolfi batting .200 this summer for the Red Sox. Batting leadoff for the manager, Scott Pickler. The 0-1. Grounded, high chopper in front of the plate, and it bounces foul. Right side, 0-2. So Walton works himself ahead in this count, 0-2.
That's what he likes to do, get ahead and then come at you with the swing and miss. Expect him to go changeup or slider here. He's gotten ahead well on the outer half so far. 0-2
on Manolfi. Walton kicks and deals and misses downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Manolfi, the 6'2", 170-pound junior out of Boston College. Not quite the start to the summer that he would have liked. 4 for 20, a double. Swings and misses at the 1-2 count. And Walton, you mentioned it, Dan, had 9 strikeouts in his last start. He's got his first one, and it's to the leadoff, Ty Manolfi, 1 away, bottom 1.
Just does a nice job. Fastball, throws a couple of sliders. He gets the chase, bottom of the zone. This is what he's going to do against a YD lineup that really has struggled here at home. They've been awesome away from Red Wilson Field, but the numbers look a little bit different here at home.
So Brock Kettleson tries to kickstart the offense. First pitch, takes a cold strike at the knees, 0-1. Kettleson, left-handed freshman from Stanford. Stands tall, 6'4", 205 pounds. The 0-1. Swings and misses. Walton goes off speed, and back-to-back hitters now that he's gotten himself ahead, 0-2.
Really nice job. The slider's been working for him today. And why not go back to it here in the 0-2?
The 0-2 from the windup. Hit on the ground, right side on a couple of hops. Snared by Barnett. He takes it to the bag himself. And that's a very nice play defensively from the first baseman, Caleb Barnett.
That's what you like to see. He was at third base the first game he played. That was against Harwich. He had a error over there at the hot corner. Great bounce back from him. Fields the first ball that is put in play in this game, and quickly 2 outs for Wade Walton.
So Kevin Takeuchi, the third baseman, swings it from the right-handed side. We'll give you the defensive alignment for the Gatemen. It's Levi Clark catching the balls and strikes as Walton's into his windup. First pitch, just misses downstairs. Changeup, 1-0. At third base, Nate Nowitzki. On the left side of the infield at short, Lincoln Garcia. Across the middle of the infield, Cade Elam plays second. And Caleb Barnett, the first baseman, who just made that 3 unassisted. 1-0, popped up behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ryan Smythe sends his typical outfield. Foster Apple, R.J. Hamilton, and Jason Wax. R.J. Hamilton back in center field, though, after playing a couple of games on the infield. The 1-1. Misses outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. After the departure of Chris Ramirez off to Team USA, Hamilton forced to play shortstop and second baseman. Kind of a utility guy for Duke, and now back to his normal center field. 2-1, 2 away. Walton kicks and fires. Called strike. Bottom third, 2-2 the count.
I really like the way that Wade Walton is not pitching scared in this game. Zero fear, has just been pounding the zone, and the misses have been in the right spots so far.
2-2, 2 away. Pitch on the way, and it misses outside. Count runs full. Base is empty for Kevin Takeuchi. Pinch hit last night in a 6-4 win over Hyannis. Was 0 for 1. Batting third today. The payoff from Walton. Misses inside. Takeuchi works a 2-out walk, and that was kind of what led to the demise for the Gatemen in that first matchup with the Red Sox. A 14-2 win for YD. And Dan, the Gatemen walked Red Sox hitters 12 times.
Yeah, that'll do it. If you give this many free passes to a lineup like this, they're going to punish you at some point. It's exactly what happened at home, but Wade Walton did not issue a walk in his last start. He was just in control, 9 strikeouts, so he's going to bounce back here.
Walton's first pitch to the left-handed first baseman Tommy Gooden misses below the zone. Count 1-0.
It's also a rough top 5 here for Walton to face. 4 lefties and 1 righty. Does not help him very much as he's a righty out on the mound.
1-0. This time misses inside. Saw Walton get ahead early in the counts against Manolfi and Kettleson, but this time Tommy Gooden is ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Walton steps off the mound, was hunched over for a second. Requested time, Takeuchi back on first. 2 balls, no strikes. Walton nods, takes a look over his left shoulder, delivers the 2-0. Fly ball, left field, Apple comes in and drops in front of the left fielder for a base hit. Red Sox starting to spark a little bit of a 2-out rally. Back-to-back base runners and one into scoring position for Caleb Daniel.
This kind of feels eerily similar to Walton's first start where he got the first 2 batters and then allowed the next 7 to reach for 5 runs in the top half of the first against Hyannis. Now still a very manageable situation here. First and second, 2 outs on the board against the left fielder, Caleb Daniel.
Right on left, Daniel trying to drive in a pair. Had 4 RBIs against Wareham a couple of weeks ago. First pitch he takes downstairs. Clark keeps it in front of him, but it wasn't a clean pitch into the mid of the catcher. So it's 1-0. Daniel's been very solid for the Red Sox. Had another RBI yesterday. It was a double against the Harbor Hawks. 1-0. Hit on the ground, right side to the second baseman. Elam flips to the shortstop Garcia, who's covering second, and they get the force right there. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 2 runners left on base. We're through 1 at Red Wilson Field. No score between the Red Sox and Gatemen.
Fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Top of the second, no score between the Gatemen and the Red Sox. Adam Hipsky here with you alongside Dan Shalam. 5-6-7 due up for the Gatemen. It's Cohen Nicolai, Foster Apple, and Lincoln Garcia trying to crack the scoreboard first. Here on the road against a YD team that's been very good to start the summer. 10-1 on a 5-game win streak. Dan, their lone loss came here at Red Wilson Field.
They have been so dominant, and a perfect chance for Wareham, if they can do it, to really gain some momentum on this young season.
A guy that has all the momentum in the world is the one standing in the right-handed batter's box. Cohen Nicolai takes inside at the belt, 1-0. Nicolai with that go-ahead 3-run home run. 3 home runs this summer. 1-0 out of the windup from Hamilton. At the knees, called strike 1-1. Wareham 3-8. The 3 wins have come in games that Cohen Nicolai has lifted a ball out of the yard.
It's all been late game, too. He's just a guy that likes the big moments, delivers in the biggest of ways.
1-1. Tapped foul behind home plate, 1-2.
It's kind of absurd when you look at the RBI numbers, too, among the team. Nicolai has 13, and the next on this Wareham Gatemen side is 4. Shows you how much he's capitalized with those home runs, but also has a few RBIs that have come inside the park as well.
Right on a 1-2 count, leading things off in the top of the second. The pitch grounded left side on a couple of hops. Takeuchi gloves at third. Strong throw to first in time to retire the leadoff man in the top of the second. 5-3 put out, and we're underway. Hamilton, a nice start.
And you can't really let Hamilton get into a groove, because if he does, he's just going to make it hard for these hitters to get going. Wareham as a team only sent 4 hitters to the plate through the first 7 innings in each inning yesterday, so they really didn't have any sustained offensive momentum. Looking to do that here early on and make a statement at Red Wilson Field.
Foster Apple digs in, the right-handed left fielder. And a little bit of a slump right now. 1 for his last 12. Pitch he sees. It's called a strike. Inner third, 0-1. Did have a hit against the Red Sox back on June 18th. It's 1 for 3. Batted leadoff for a handful of games for Ryan Smythe. The 0-1 is popped up right side, out of play. And Apple behind 0-2. Hamilton doing a nice job this time around, getting up early in counts. Got Nicolai down 1-2. This time up 0-2 on Foster Apple. Right on right. Hamilton fires. Called strike 3. Apple starts his walk back to the first base dugout. 2 up, 2 down, 5 straight hitters retired for the starter, Connor Hamilton.
Just not a very competitive at-bat right there from Foster Apple. Go down on 3 pitches, stare at strike 3, and allowing Hamilton to really get himself going.
Hamilton needed 17 pitches to retire the side in the first. So far, just 7. First pitch to Lincoln Garcia is a called strike, 0-1.
And he's a guy who knows the big moments. Started the opener for YD, was a high-leverage guy at Vanderbilt. Very comfortable in this position.
The 0-1, 2 away. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. No score between the Red Sox and Gatemen. Top of the second. Wareham on the road. Part of 6 games in 6 days. Got to win yesterday against Falmouth. The 0-2. Misses outside. 1-2 the count. Garcia, shortstop, headed to Texas. 2-hit day yesterday.
Made a good impact. Helped this offense kind of get going. Put them in a position to succeed in that 8th.
The 1-2. Waves and misses. 3rd strikeout of the day for Connor Hamilton. And he retires the side in order. Wareham nothing, YD nothing. 6-7-8 due up for the Red Sox when we return on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Back for the bottom of the second. No score between YD and Wareham. Wade Walton returns to the hill for his second inning of work, facing the 6, 7, 8 hitters. John Beverly, Mateo Cerna, and Phoenix Call. Righty, switch hitting, and right-hander. 2 up here in the bottom of the second. Walton ready to deal to the right fielder, John Beverly. Right on right, first pitch. Swing and a miss. Good start for Wade Walton. He did 18 pitches to retire the side in the first inning. Went 2 up, 2 down, then worked around a walk and a single. Induced a ground out from Caleb Daniel to in the frame. The 0-1. Called strike. This time dots the outside edge, and the count 0-2.
I think that's the most impressive thing about Walton's start is the way that he bounced back after letting up those 2 base runners with 2 outs. Previous starts, he's crumbled under that pressure.
0-2, breaking ball, tails downstairs. Beverly holds its 1-2.
And that's what's so impressive about the progression and the way that Wade Walton pitched in college and the way that he's starting to toe the slab here for Wareham.
Leadoff guy at the bottom of the second. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Beverly hitting .440, but not a typical mainstay in the lineup for YD. While he's making his 11th appearance today, usually a pinch hitting, pinch running, defensive substitution guy for Scott Pickler. 2-2. He pops it up right side. Could be playable for Barnett. And he makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Good read by the first baseman, and Beverly pops out to begin things in the bottom of the second.
Tough play in foul ground. Nice job to get over there, make it in front of the Wareham dugout. Helps out Wade Walton. He's gotten the leadoff hitter now in both innings.
Brings up Mateo Cerna. Switch hitting catcher will take his hacks from the left side against Wade Walton. First pitch. Fly ball, deep right field, whacks back, Hamilton on the move, and it one-hops the wall. Hamilton fields it, goes to second, throw comes in, not in time. Mateo Cerna attacks a first pitch fastball from Wade Walton and bangs it off the right center wall for a 2-bagger.
That ball was crushed into right center field, just a bullet. And Wade Walton there, not necessarily your best stuff. He kind of left that one sitting middle, and Cerna hopped all over it.
Absolutely. Brings up Phoenix Call with a runner in scoring position. YD did have one in scoring position. Kevin Takeuchi was there in the first inning, but Caleb Daniel grounded out to end the inning. The pitch misses outside to Phoenix Call, the right-handed shortstop, 1-0. Gatemen trying to get out of this inning unscathed. YD pounced on Wareham early. Back on that June 18th matchup. Pitch inside off the knob of the bat, but it got a piece of Phoenix Call. And he takes his free pass down to first, and the Red Sox have 2 aboard with 1 away in the bottom of the second.
Not necessarily the best kind of bounce back here from Wade Walton after that pitch to Call. Seemed like it was inside, clipped it. Obviously wasn't intentional there. A chance to bounce back, though. First and second one out against Dante Vicini, a guy who really hasn't seen a lot of action so far this season. Could induce a double play ball.
The designated hitter, right on left, first pitch. He swings on a hop, fielded at second by Elam. Goes to Garcia at second for 1. The relay not in time. I thought they had it, but Dante Vicini beats it out, reaches on a fielder's choice. There's now 2 away in the bottom of the second, but lineup card turns over, and Ty Manolfi with a chance to drive in the game's first run.
Totally agree with you there, Adam. I thought that he was out over there at first. A bang-bang play. Ty goes to the runner. But at the end of the day, similar situation to what Wade Walton had last inning. 2 runners on with 2 outs, and he got out of it no problem.
So Wareham can't spin the double play. Walton needs to retire Manolfi to keep this game squared at zeros. Right on left, Walton deals. Fly ball, right field line, down for extra bases. One run is in. Vakini gets the wave around third. The throw comes into the plate, not in time, and a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Ty Manolfi. YD strikes first, 2-0.
Just another bad break there, really, for Wade Walton. Had been working around the traffic, leaves another pitch in the zone, and Manolfi's ready for it. Drives it into right field, and just unfortunate because you were just a pitch away there. You had that play at first that, could have been the double play to bail you out of this inning, and now 2 runs come across.
That was a very, very close play. But if Garcia added just a little bit more velocity, could have been out of this inning without a blemish. So Walton steps off before dealing a first pitch to Brock Kettleson.
And on both the doubles that Walton has allowed in this inning, he's left the fastball in the middle of the zone. He's been a little bit less sharp than he was spot-wise in that first.
Trying to bounce back here against Brock Kettleson. First pitch. Breaking ball downstairs, 1-0. Red Sox 2-0, bottom of the second, after the 2 RBI double from Ty Manolfi. It's his second double of the summer, his first and second run driven in. 1-0, cut on and missed. Count now even a ball and a strike on Kettleson, who grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. If you're the middle infielders, Kate Elam and Lincoln Garcia, you got to be kicking yourself because with 2 outs, Vakini scoring all the way from first. 1-1 inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And you and I have talked about it. If you give these YD Red Sox extra opportunities, they're going to take them and punish you for it.
Manolfi certainly punished Walton. 2-1 on Kettleson. The pitch spikes in the dirt, and Manolfi takes off for third. He'll have it easily. 3-1 on Kettleson, and another YD run just 90 feet away.
Not ideal. Clark blocked it. It went in front of him. He couldn't get to it in time. But still here, if you're Walton, don't really care that he's over at third. He was already into scoring position. Doesn't change much.
3-1, 2 away. Walton's pitch called a strike. Inside corner, needed it. And now the count runs full.
Really nice job there from Walton to bounce back, especially after the runner moves over to third. Just 1 pitch away here.
The payoff out of the windup. Misses well downstairs. Non-competitive pitch. And another walk. This time to Brock Kettleson. Puts runners on the corners with 2 away in the bottom of the second.
Still the same thing here. Now you can just go to second if you really want to for that force out. We're going to see a mound visit here for Wareham as Clark trots out to the mound, and a time to settle Wade Walton down as the entire infield comes in. He's been hit around a little bit in this second inning, but he's also issued a free pass. He's induced the ground ball. It's not entirely been his fault in this one. So just trying to lock in here and go against Kevin Takayuchi. You have the right-on-right matchup, something that will help you here. And Takayuchi worked a walk back in the first.
That's Eric Luxus out of the first base dugout. Brings the entire infield in. Bottom of the second, YD leads at 2-0 after Ty Manolfi drove in 2 with 2 outs. Brock Kettleson's on first. He walked. Manolfi on third. Mound visit breaks, trusting Wade Walton to get out of this jam. He's thrown 34 pitches. Trying to get into the third with no further damage. First pitch, tapped foul. Takayuchi just got a piece of it, and he's behind 0-1. But game number 12, obviously, for the Gatemen, and the opposition has scored first in 11 of the 12 games. 0-1. One stares in, collects the sign. The pitch, another one tapped foul into the netting. First base side, 0-2.
And again, there's a reason why YD is 10-1 on this season. They're a team that goes up first, takes the lead, commands the game, closes it out. Wareham with definitely an uphill battle here at Red Wilson Field. Not impossible, but got to take care of what's in front of you first.
0-2, and the pickoff move goes to first. It sails over Barnett's head. One run comes in. Kettleson on his way to third, and that is a costly miscue.
You can't make that up. Walton had him. It was a clear pickoff there.
100%.
Kettleson was off the back. He was stranded between first and second, and Walton skies the throw over to first. Kettleson gets all the way over to third. Those are the unnecessary mistakes that are going to lose you a ball game. Had a no-ball, 2-strike count as well. That one is a brutal error.
So YD pads its lead, 3-0, bottom 2. Walton still in an 0-2 count on Takeuchi. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. But Kettleson, I mean, you were right, Dan. Walton had him. Went to first. He was nearly halfway between first and second. 1-2, check swing. Did he go? The appeal down? Yes, he did. Drop third strike. Clark throws down to first. Pulls Barnett off the bag, but gets the left foot down in time. And another nearly disastrous defensive blunder from the Gatemen. But this time they retire the side. But YD puts up a 3 spot in the home half. 3 runs, 2 hits. 1 error in the field, and 2 runners left on base. We're through 2, and YD has a 3-0 lead.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top of the third, Connor Hamilton back to work for his 3rd inning, getting the 3rd start of the season for the Red Sox, now pitching with a little bit of run support. It's 3-0 YD after a 3 spot in the home half of the second. 8-9-1 due up for the Gatemen. Caleb Barnett, Kate Elam, and Jason Wax. Righty, lefty, facing the right-handed starter Connor Hamilton. Rising sophomore out of Vanderbilt comes set, ready to deal the first pitch in the top of the 3rd. He's into the motion. Fires a first pitch strike, 0-1, inside corner. Barnett making just his 2nd appearance of the summer. Wasn't the day that he wanted to have against Harwich. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. Behind 0-1, the pitch. Check swing, the appeal down. He did not go. Barnett holds. Count 1-1.
And just looking for something to get the offense going here. After that 3 spot in the bottom half of the second, make this a game. Put some pressure on YD.
1-1. Hamilton winds and deals. This is beneath the zone, 2-1. So Barnett started at 3rd base a couple of days ago, getting the start at first today. Trying to get his first hit of the summer with the Gatemen. 2-1. Another one that misses downstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hamilton surrendered a leadoff walk to Jason Wax to begin this game in the top of the 1st inning. Since then, 6 straight hitters retired. Trying to make it 7, but he's behind 3-1. Kicks and deals. Called a strike at the knees. Count runs full to Barnett. Leadoff man in the top of the third. Barnett, MLB draft pick in 2025. Cubs used a 19th round selection on him. Payoff is lifted. Right field, foul ground, playable for Beverly. And he makes the catch for the first out. So Barnett works the count full, but now 0 for 5 to start the summer.
And just finding his footing. Hasn't necessarily been there just yet, but still plenty of time. And just his second game at the plate. He struck out 4 times against Harwich in the first time he played, so improvement, seeing the ball a little bit better here to start.
So Cade Elam, the 6'2", rising sophomore from Louisville. 1 for 18 to start his summer. First pitch he sees, takes, called strike, enter third. The count 0-1. Elam steps out, digs back in. Top of the third, Red Sox lead at 3-0. Pitch. Spikes in the dirt. Elam holds. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elam did play in that first matchup against the Red Sox. Was 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Had a very good first year with the Cardinals, though. .297 batting average, made over 200 plate appearances. The 1-1. Fly ball, right side, hooking out of play. It's foul. 1-2 now on Elam. But just like Elam faced this spring with Louisville, trying to figure out that developmental curve this summer with the Gatemen. Facing Connor Hamilton, he's behind 1-2. The pitch. Lined right side, hangs in the air just long enough for Beverly to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Back-to-back flyouts to John Beverly out and right, 2 away, top of the third.
And that one was good contact there from Cade Elam. Just did a nice job to drive the ball. Beverly was there all the way, had the right scout, knew where to play him out there near the line in right field. So good wood from Cade Elam, just drops in an unfortunate spot.
So the first time through the order, Connor Hamilton does not allow a hit. Just 1 base runner, and it was Jason Wax, who's back in the left side. First pitch. He swings and lifts it left side, slicing foul beyond the trees. That's it. Third base side, and the count's 0-1. Very good crowd on hand today. Plenty of reasons for any of the Yarmouth or Dennis residents to get out and catch a game. This team has won 5 in a row, 10-1 record. Excellent start. The 0-1. Fly ball, left field. Daniel under it, and he makes the grab for the third out of the inning. Hamilton still yet to surrender a hit to this Wareham order. Whitey with a 3-0 lead, and they send the 4, 5, 6 hitters to the plate trying to tack on some insurance. Here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Bottom of the third, YD with a 3-0 lead. 4, 5, 6, 2 up for the Red Sox. Tommy Gooden, Caleb Daniel, and John Beverly. With Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, it's a similar recipe that Wareham hasn't had success with. That's why they're 3-8, and it's been defensive miscues in the field.
Yeah, I mean, that third run given up was one where Wade Walton went to go pick off at first and then had the runner, Brock Kettleson, stranded between first and second and just sailed the throw. That was unfortunate and not really helping himself out. See how he bounce back, see if he can bounce back here against heart of the order for YD.
So it'll be right on left, Walton to Tommy Gooden. First pitch, breaking ball. Nice movement on it. Dots the outside corner, 0-1. A little bit of rain starting to drizzle in here at Red Wilson Field. As we were saying, a great crowd. Everyone's still put. It's not enough to bring the umbrellas out yet. It's the 0-1. Is skied shallow right field. Hamilton on the run. Tries to make the play. Can't get there in time. Leadoff single for Tommy Gooden. He's now 2 for 2 today. Bottom 3, Red Sox have a leadoff base runner.
He's just done a nice job in this game, that being Tommy Gooden, of making solid contact and taking advantage of Wade Walton is giving him. That pitch was bottom of the zone, just flares it into center field, gets enough, and dunks it in for the leadoff single.
Brings up Caden Daniel, another left-handed hitter. The left fielder digs in. First pitch from the righty, Wade Walton, is grounded left side. The shortstop Garcia gloves, goes to second for one. Elam the relay, this one in time. 6-4-3, Gatemen spin it. And now Walton can work around the leadoff single and retire the minimum in the bottom of the third if he can sit down John Beverly.
That's how you got to do it. And that's what should have happened last inning when Wareham had a ground ball that they could have spun for 2. Ended up being just a fielder's choice on Dante Vicchini. But that time, spin it well, and there's 2 outs on the board, helping out Wade Walton.
So now brings up John Beverly. First pitch, takes down Stairs 1-0. First righty of the inning that Wade Walton has faced. After batting .364 with Georgia State this spring, has announced his transfer to Auburn. 1-0. Fly ball, center field. Hamilton camps under it, and he makes the shoulder-high catch for the third out of the inning. So, leadoff single is all YD gets. In the bottom of the third, Wade Walton faces the minimum. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and no runners left on base. We're a third of the way through at YD. The Red Sox hold a 3-0 lead on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Top half of the fourth here at Red Wilson Field with the YD Red Sox in front of the Wareham Gatemen 3-0. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Wareham to send the 2-3-4 hitters to the plate here in the fourth. Still in search of their first run of this ball game. Adam, kind of a similar story to last night where it took a while for Wareham to get going. They eventually got there, but not necessarily a team you want to be playing come-from-behind ball against in the YD Red Sox.
And for Wareham, the 3 wins haven't really been games where the Gatemen have controlled from start to finish. They've all been come-from-behind efforts where they don't score first. The last 2 wins have been very much come from behind. A 4 spot in the 8th inning yesterday, and the last win against Harwich, a 6 spot in the bottom of the 9th. So, yeah, it's a little bit different. The Gatemen are used to playing from behind. So, chance now to start to string together some good at-bats second time through the order.
Still have not put a hit on the board. R.J. Hamilton, the righty in the box, takes a first pitch ball high and away from the starter, Connor Hamilton, who's out there for his fourth inning of work, has really worked effortlessly, has not allowed a base runner outside of Jason Wax, who he walked to start this game. So Hamilton has been in cruise control ever since. Comes set, here's the 1-0. Catches the outside part of the plate for strike one. He's also been pitching quite efficiently as well. That was just pitch number 45 for him, and we're in the top of the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hamilton set at the belt. Comes home. Hamilton fouls it off over to the first base side. Hops off the screen right in front of our broadcast position, which is up against the first baseline here at Red Wilson Field, bordering the Wareham dugout. Right in front of the on-deck circle where Levi Clark is getting ready to go ahead of this next 1-2 to R.J. Hamilton. Here's the pitch. Popped up into shallow center field. Coming in is Kettleson, and he makes the play on the run. A nice play from the center fielder. Puts one out on the board here in the top half of the fourth.
This is a very good YD defense all around, but especially its outfield unit. Caleb Daniel, Brock Kettleson, and John Beverly left to right for the Red Sox. No errors between the three of them combined, and you see why right there. Good communication. Kettleson calls off Manolfi, and Beverly hauls it in for the first out.
So now Levi Clark at the plate with one down. First pitch. Popped up out of play on the first base side. Clark struck out looking in his first trip to the dish. Did not agree with the call. It was a long battle, 6 pitches, but ended up losing on a fastball at the top corner of the zone. Here's the 1-0. Pokes this one into shallow center. It drops in for a 1-out base knock. Levi Clark with a nice job right there, just gets enough. And the Gatemen have their first hit of the ball game here in the top half of the fourth.
SEC on SEC. Levi Clark beats Hamilton that time. First hit for the Gatemen, and now second time through the order, you have to imagine R.J. Hamilton put together a little bit of a better at-bat. Now look for it start to trickle down the line for the Gatemen.
The lefty, Nate Nowitzki, in the box with the runner at first and one down. Hamilton readies and delivers. First pitch is down in the dirt for ball one. Nowitzki, this is first time playing in 3 games' time. Last appeared against the Orleans Firebirds in what was a 6-2 loss in 7 innings at home for the Gatemen. And that one was called due to rain. 1-0, popped up, third base side in foul ground. Takeuchi giving chase. He can't make the play as the ball hits against the screen before he could play it. So the count goes to 1-1.
It was a good jump from Takeuchi. Got over there, brushed up against the netting, was ready, and then once it touched it, took a different trajectory than what he imagined, ended up falling backwards. But still a good effort. Some of those pay off.
1 ball, 1 strike here against the redshirt sophomore from Arizona, Nate Nowitzki. The 1-1 misses down low, 2-1. Both balls in this count have been the slider from Hamilton. He's tried to go low and make Nowitzki chase. He hasn't offered. Clark gets his lead off of first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up, third base side, curling out of play. Count goes to 2-2.
Nowitzki's seen a couple of pitches now. Trying to straighten one out, bring Levi Clark around. Haven't tested the arm yet of Mateo Cerna. Clark not a prime suspect to steal a base. But right now it feels like runs might come at a premium against Connor Hamilton.
Hamilton fires, and Nowitzki grounds it foul near the Gatemen dugout on the first base side. A little bit of rain still coming down here at Red Wilson Field. It's sprinkling in. Nothing too heavy, but just a little bit of drizzle right now. And Nate Nowitzki trying to make it rain and get a pitch to drop in there. Here in a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Hamilton comes home, misses inside. Nowitzki had to jump out of the way, and the count goes full. A 3-0 ball game here in the top half of the fourth with Wareham pushing for its first runs of the ball game. Clark at first. Here's the payoff pitch from Hamilton. Popped up into center field. Kettleson moves under it, makes the easy play. 2 outs on the board here in the 4th.
That's just such a great job from Connor Hamilton. With a runner on first and 1 out, doesn't get too overwhelmed. A 3-ball count, continues to dot the corners. An experienced guy from Vanderbilt, and then induces a routine fly out from Nate Nowitzki.
Rain coming down a little bit heavier now. Some fans bracing for cover, grabbing some umbrellas with Cohen Nicolai at the plate with 2 down and still Levi Clark at first. The first pitch misses, bottom part of the zone. Obviously, Nicolai, the hero from last night, delivered that 3-run home run in the bottom half of the 8th to put Wareham up 4-2. Talked to him pregame. He said he just loves those big moments, loves to show up when the pressure's high. Trying to do so here, the 1-0. Once again, bounced in the dirt. This time it gets away from Cerna. Going over to second easily is Levi Clark, and now a prime RBI opportunity here for Cohen Nicolai. In a 2-ball, no-strike count.
Hitter's advantage, 2 outs. Clark's going to be on the move on contact. Have to attack here. If you're Hamilton, this is not a guy you really want to pitch to, especially right now.
YD scored 2 of its runs with 2 outs on the board. Wareham trying to get one across. Here's the 2-0 from Hamilton, high and away for ball 3. Foster Apple waits on deck for Wareham if Cohen Nicolai is to work the base on balls. Nicolai steps back into the box, batting from the right-handed side, puts the arm on the bat and is ready to go. Hamilton deals the 3-0 pitch, and it finds the inside part of the plate for the first strike in this count.
It was interesting to see if Nicolai was going to be in a take-all-the-way situation there. We've seen a couple of times this summer where the Gatemen have attacked on 3-0s. That time holds.
3-1. Missing outside. Nicolai works the 5-pitch walk. Runners now at first and second for Wareham with Foster Apple coming to the plate. But before that, YD is going to make an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Connor Hamilton is out of this game after 3 2/3. He leaves Levi Clark at second, Cohen Nicolai at first, with Foster Apple due up when we come back here on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Zach Russell, the new man on to the mound for the YD Red Sox, looking to strand 2 Wareham runners on base. That is the Red Sox Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. And Adam Russell looking to work out of some trouble after Connor Hamilton goes 3 2/3.
Yes, he does, and Wareham has had success against relievers in the last couple of games. But Zach Russell makes his second appearance against the Gatemen this summer, a 4-pitch mix for the righty out of South Carolina. Sinker, cutter, slider, and a changeup. Actually dials up that sinker at 92 to 95 with plenty of run, the most out of any of his 4 pitches. Also a steady dosage of the cutter, and then likes that slider about 20% of the time. So Zach Russell trying to leave these 2 runners on, enters in a 2-out situation, but a very solid start for Connor Hamilton. However, the Gatemen starting to see him better second time through the order.
The rain coming down a lot harder now, and it shows no signs of stopping on the radar. First pitch from Russell to Foster Apple is fouled away for strike 1. And a reminder, we only have to get through 4.5 innings as of right now here at Red Wilson Field for this game to be counted as official. Seems like the heavier rain is set to roll in about 25 to 30 minutes, but it's consistently coming down right now. No ball, 1 strike count against Foster Apple with Levi Clark at second and Cohen to Clyde first. The 0-1's in there, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, certainly, and we'll see how it impacts the play.
I mean, you and I didn't bring a jacket today.
No, it jumped up on us.
It was a beautiful 80-degree sunny day outside, and then boom, rain comes in out of nowhere. 0-2 pitch to Foster Apple down in the dirt, and nobody on the radar saw it. Our production crew. You know, they're the weather aficionados. They didn't warn us, so I blame them today for getting wet, and it's okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the forecast looked so good, I took the jacket out of my bag this morning.
Apple cuts on the 1-2 and misses for strike 3. So Zach Russell comes into the game, works out of the jam. Wareham strands 2 on 1 hit here in the top half of the 4th. Still yet to score a run. We head to the bottom half, 3-0 YD here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Bottom half of the 4th here in Yarmouth-Dennis. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. A 3-0 ball game. Wareham trailing as they strand 2 runners on base in that top half of the 4th. Wade Walton out there for his 4th inning of work. He's set to face the bottom of the order here for YD.
Yes, certainly starting to pick up a little bit of momentum as this game has gone on. Seemed like that last inning was his most efficient.
Picking up momentum while the rain continues to come down.
Yeah, we'll see how this alters his grip. We saw a couple of days ago in that game against Orleans.
First pitch here to the switch hitting Mateo Cerna is a ball. Or strike, excuse me.
But we saw in that Orleans game where it really felt like, okay, this is when we need to stop this game, or this is where we need to halt it, was when the pitcher was having trouble.
It certainly hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
The rain is not that severe. It is raining, but it is not downpouring per se. So still definitely some length left on this game, and Wade Walton finds himself in a 1-ball, 1-strike count here against Cerna. He deals. It's a ground ball over to second base, and it's out of Elam's reach. Trickles into right field. It's a leadoff single for Mateo Cerna. Back-to-back innings now for YD, where they've had the leadoff runner reach by way of the single.
Yeah, for Wade Walton, his 2 hardest hit balls were a couple of doubles, but outside of that, it's been a lot of soft contact. and the doubles came after he probably should have been out of the inning. So for him, maybe it's a little bit of frustration, but that one is tough, and now he's asking for a new ball. So I do think that this weather's probably, if it stays like this, is going to play more of an impact on the pitching than everything else.
Certainly. And it's getting quite wet. You and I are just down here unprotected. Nothing we can really do. The first pitch to Phoenix Call misses high and away for ball one. Cerna standing over there at first. 2 for 2 day for him. A double back in the second, came around to score, and a single to start off things here in the bottom half of the fourth. It's been all YD today. 3 runs, 5 hits. Wareham with just a singular hit and no runs. The 1-0 cut on and missed. A nice slider from Wade Walton. Makes it 1-1.
Nice shot from Walton, dialing in the slider. Here, this is a situation where pitchers might struggle with command, might get behind in counts. If he can still mix in those secondary pitches, that'd be big.
For a second, Call showed bunt. Pulls it back on the 1-1, and the pitch tails into the left-handed batter's box for ball 2. Cerna over at first. Not a guy really known for his speed. He does not have a stolen base so far this season. 2-1. Chopped off the foot of Call, so foul ball. Went right in front of Walton. He picks up the ball, tosses it back to the YD dugout on the third base side. We'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Walton, good jump off the mound, ready to field, go for second. Last inning with the leadoff single, the Gatemen turned a double play. Walton trying to induce some soft contact, get called to roll over on one.
2-2 count. Cerna at first. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fourth. Walton comes set, winds and fires. Missing down low. Again, tried to go back to the slider, and the count goes full.
Yeah, really tough pitch there to lay off of if you're Phoenix Call. Started in the zone, just breaks beneath the bottom rail. Loaded up like he wanted to swing, but holds. Elite discipline.
Here's the payoff. Driven into right field. Going back is Wax. He makes the play a couple steps short of the track, and there's one down here in the bottom half of the fourth.
Way to win it if you're Wade Walton, because you're in a 2-2 count. It's a tough pitch, but you deliver a really good slider. But still in a 3-2 count, you don't lose Phoenix Call. You're in the bottom of the order. You still attack and get a fly out, one away. So it won't get any easier.
Brings Dante Vicini up to the plate. He's the designated hitter tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice. His first time at the plate, fouls the first pitch from Walton out of play on the third base side. He came around to score as the second run in this ball game, and YD tacked on one more in that bottom half of the second to make it 3-0, and that's where we stand here in the bottom half of the fourth. Walton fires the 0-1 and misses in the dirt. Clark smothers it. Count goes to 1-1. Bikini, this is first time batting for YD, was a defensive replacement in yesterday's game. Grounds a ball over to second base. Elam to Garcia, not on to first. Goes down as a fielder's choice. Really was a chance for Wareham to turn 2, but Garcia couldn't get it over in time. There's 2 outs.
And Elam hesitated for a second, too. Garcia maybe a split late to covering the bag. He had to hesitate, and it kind of threw off the timing. The inning prior, when they did turn a 6-4-3 double play, was all fluid. That time, there was a hiccup from Elam and a hiccup from Garcia, and Garcia didn't like it and just elected to swallow it.
They still get the lead runner, puts 2 outs on the board. Top of the order for Ty Manolfi. First pitch, missing down in the dirt. Clark blocks it, calls for time. The count goes to 1-0. So McKinney, 2 trips to the plate, 2 fielders' choices for him so far. As Walton looks back into Clark, gets the sign, and comes set at the belt. Winds and fires. Misses high and away. The count goes to 2-0. This YD Red Sox team that is not afraid to score with 2 outs on the board. Minolfi had a 2 RBI double in the second with 2 outs. That plated Vicchini. Looking to do the same thing here. And a hitter's count, currently up 2-0. Walton comes home. Nice fastball, finds the zone. And the count goes to 2-1.
To work the edges if you're Walton. Easier said than done against Minolfi, who made you pay earlier in this game. 2 RBI double. But you don't want to give him a pitch to square up on. With 2 outs, just a runner on first.
Walton stomps his left foot. Now comes home. On the move is Vicchini. Here's the throw down. It's not in time. Pitch missed down low, so the count goes to 3-1. Now with a runner in scoring position after the stolen base from Dante Vicchini.
First stolen base of the season for Vicchini. Heads up play. Good throw by Clark. 1 hop in the dirt. Garcia applied the tag. It's just a really good jump. Good throw. Even better base running from Vicchini.
True RBI opportunity here for Minolfi. And a 3-1 count with Vicchini at second. Here's the pitch. It misses on the outside part of the plate. A little bit high. And Minolfi goes down to first. Runners at first and second for Brock Kettleson here with 2 down in the bottom half of the fourth.
And Clark set up outside. I think with first base open, they were more than okay with that in a 3-1 count. You didn't want to leave one hanging for Minolfi. And so instead, they just take the 5-pitch walk and now have a force out at either first, second, or third.
Just as much of a dangerous hitter, though. Brock Kettleson at the plate. 346 for YD through 10 games coming into this one. Takes the first pitch down low for ball 1. And Kettleson, a guy who likes to knock runners in, 6 RBIs as well, coming into this game. 0 for 1 tonight. The 1-0 from Walton. Missing in the dirt. Count goes to 2-0. Clark steps up beyond home plate near the grass, talks to Walton a little bit, just trying to calm him down. Has Vicchini's at second, Minolfi at first. With 2 outs, another 2-ball, no-strike count for Wade Walton to work around. Comes set now, fires. Ground ball over to second base. Elam can't make the play. Vicchini hits third. He's going to come home. Here's the throw. It's in time. Wax makes up for the error from Elam. And Wareham gets out of the inning with a 0 on the board. A nice defensive helper there from Wax.
Absolutely. A rifle from right. Guns down a runner, and now Wareham trying to channel some of that momentum into the top of the 5th.
So we end things here in the bottom of the 4th with the 0 on the board for YD. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 2 left on base. We head to the 5th, 3-0 Red Sox here at Red Wilson Field.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case.
Top half of the 5th here at Red Wilson Field. The Gatemen trailing the Red Sox 3-0. Lincoln Garcia at the plate, cuts and misses at the first pitch from Zach Russell, who came into this ball game in the 4th, relieving Connor Hamilton after 3 2/3. His official line: 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1 to Garcia. Misses just outside. The count goes to 1-1. Jason Wax with a defensive assist to help get Wareham out of that bottom half of the fourth after a single by Brock Kettleson. Thought that Dante Vicchini was going to score, but a nice throw. Clark applies the tag at home, and Wareham gets out of the inning. The 1-1 is tipped into the glove of Cerna. The count goes to 1-2 on Garcia, who struck out back in the second. Russell set, fires. Strike 3 called. Garcia goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts to start off his evening, and there's one out here in the top of the fifth.
And Zach Russell, this is what he did. He got in a rhythm, and it was a YD offensive and defensive masterclass, but Russell was very good. Got into a rhythm, continued to mix pitches, got ahead in counts, and if you're Wareham behind an account, hasn't been great this season. And so that first pitch strike, which Russell has done a good job of to his first 2 hitters, continues to roll.
Caleb Barnett, the first baseman, at the plate. Still searching for his first hit here in the Cape League season. 0 for 5 to start things out. First pitch is flown into right field. It dunks down. There's the first hit for Caleb Barnett in 2026. A single with 1 down here in the top half of the fifth, and Wareham has a base runner.
Yeah, great job, because we were just talking about how Zach Russell was starting to get into a rhythm. First pitch strike. Barnett realized it. Maybe that the first pitch was going to be his best opportunity to attack. And it wasn't hard hit, wasn't a line drive, just softly right there, found some grass, and a 1-out base runner for the Gatemen.
The 9-hole hitter, Cade Elam, at the plate. First pitch, fouled off down the right field line and out of play. Elam lined out into right field, back in the second. It was a hard hit ball, just right into the glove of John Beverly. Looking to respond here with Barnett over at first. The 0-1 is grounded softly over to third base. Takayuchi throws to first in time. Moving over to second on the play is Barnett, so a runner into scoring position now for Wareham with 2 down, and Jason Wax coming to the plate.
Probably the best guy you want right now if you're the Gatemen to give Wareham its first run of the day. A lefty against the righty Russell, who's been very good. Hasn't allowed a ton of hard contact, but Barnett some speed. Hasn't really gotten to display it, but with 2 outs on the move on contact, Wareham trying to spark a little bit of a 2-out rally.
Wax, first pitch, cut on and missed. 4-1. There's a big swing there for him. Let the left hand go as the bat came around that right shoulder. Walked back in the first, flew out into left his last time up, trying to scratch a run across here for Wareham. The 0-1. Called strike, outside part. Wax is quickly down 0-2. Barnett is at second after he singled with 1 down. First hit that Russell has given up in his outing. Wax trying to battle with the 0-2. It's bounced in front of the plate. Cerna does a nice job of keeping it in front of him, and the count goes to 1-2.
I think at different points in the game, that would be one that Barnett would be more willing to run on, but with 2 outs, rather play it safe. You've got a runner in a scoring position. That hasn't been a common trend for the Gatemen today.
1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. 4-3 in the dirt. Wax goes fishing, comes up with nothing. And that's how things end here in the top half of the fifth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base after 4.5. Wareham trails things 3-0. But we're going to keep things right here and send things over to our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, what do you got?
Well, thanks, Dan. Wade Walton of the Gatemen had started for 4 innings, and outside of the Gatemen, he comes from High Point University, but before High Point, he was at Newsom High School, the rival of Sickles High School, which is the current team that Eric Luxus is coaching at. Now, when I talked to Eric Luxus, the pitching coach of the Gatemen, he said that I've been watching Walton for the last 5 to 6 years now, and I've watched him pitch against me, so it's really nice to have him on my side for once. Now, Walton is an FACA Baseball All-Star Classic participant and a Western Conference first-team player and an FCAC District 15 Classic 7A
pitcher of the year. Now with Wareham, he's had 9 innings pitched, and he has a team second best of 15 strikeouts. He's had a great season so far. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Certainly has done a nice job so far in this game. 3 runs given up for him. Just 2 of those earned, and he's pitched efficiently, but his day is over. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen here in the bottom half of the 5th for Wareham. It's Jackson Hoyt onto the bump here for the Gatemen.
6'3", 210 lefty, relieving the starter Wade Walton, who CeCe just touched on. But Jackson Hoyt, the first call out of the pen, making his 3rd appearance. He's pitched to a 4.91 ERA across 3 2/3. His last appearance, Dan, was against YD. It was 9 days ago. He went 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 5 runs. Just 2 were earned. But the issue was with the command. 5 walks and 3 strikeouts.
Certainly searches for a bounce-back performance, and Wareham has been close. They've stranded runners in scoring position in back-to-back innings now, still searching for that big hit to try and make something happen. But Wade Walton's day is over. He goes 4 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Not bad from the man from High Point. His offense not really doing him any favors so far in this game. Jackson Hoyt, though, looks to keep this a 3-0 ball game. He'll go against the 3-hole hitter Kevin Takayuchi. 3-4-5 for YD here in the bottom half of the 5th. The lefty Hoyt comes set, deals his first pitch. It runs inside, falls out of the glove of Clark, goes behind the plate for ball 1.
And Hoyt, one of the few left-handed pitchers on this team and especially on this relief staff. Saw Ty Stark yesterday. Jaden Barfield out of Oklahoma just activated. Colton Sampson. Those are the only 4 lefties.
1-0 finds the top of the zone for strike 1, and it makes sense to go to Hoyt against this lineup, made up of 5 lefties, 1 switch hitter. So a lot of lanes for him where he can really dominate. There's no 3-in-a-row stack, but plenty of guys to go after. The 1-1 is cut on and missed by Takayuchi for strike 2.
And wouldn't be surprised if we see Colton Sampson today either. Saw him very active yesterday, up and moving around, getting some activity.
And it's good that he's staying active during those days. A lot of guys do it. They throw some bullpen, get some extra work in, really trying to maintain that presence. As this pitch is cut into the hole between short and third, a nice piece of hitting there on the 1-2 from Takayuchi, and for a 3rd straight inning, YD has the leadoff hitter on by way of a single.
Yeah, for Jackson Hoyt, it was a nice job not falling into the trap of what he has fallen into, which is pitching around guys. Goes right at the 3rd hitting 3rd baseman, Kevin Takayuchi. But that's what happens when you have a good hitter. Just pulls it the opposite way and gives the Red Sox a base runner.
Tommy Gooden at the plate. 2 singles for him tonight. Lefty on lefty as Hoyt gives a check over on first, throws to Barnett, but Takayuchi back in there safely. Just 1 stolen base for him on the season. Hoyt comes set, readies, now fires. The pitch sails past Clark. Moving easily over to second is Takayuchi. That was a wild pitch from Hoyt. He put that one beyond the right-handed batter's box, and it went back probably 20 feet to the backstop.
Yeah, no, not pretty. If you're Jackson Hoyt, time to settle in. Try and attack. Obviously, Tommy Gooden's had a very good day, but, you know, Levi Clark trots out now. 2 want to get on the same page because right now we've seen Wareham play a sluggish start but start to figure it out late. Right now, the Gatemen's still within striking distance, and you don't want to let this one get away because if you can keep it at 3-0, it could pay dividends down the road.
They were down 2-0 in the bottom half of the 8th last night when the offense came alive. But Takayuchi now at second, and a 1-ball, no-strike count. Here's the pitch. It's tapped right in front of Hoyt. He fields. He throws to first in time. That's basically the equivalent of a sack bunt right there for YD. Moves Takayuchi over to third, and a perfect RBI opportunity now coming for Caleb Daniel.
But give credit on that play to Jackson Hoyt. Comes off the mound. It was a long run. Clark was definitely closest to it, but Hoyt had the beat on it. Lost his footing, gained his composure, squared up, a strong throw to first, and a good play by Barnett to haul it in for the first out.
Wareham brings the infield in, trying to keep this a 3-0 game. Lefty on lefty. Caleb Daniel against Hoyt, and now this pitch sails way past Clark. Second wild pitch of the inning. And basically 180 feet given up for free by Jackson Hoyt. Takayuchi takes advantage of it, and it's 4-0.
Yeah, leadoff single, and then the last couple of innings, Wareham has worked around it. This time around, when you have two wild pitches, makes it very hard to retire a side without any more damage.
Hoyt tries to lock back in now in a 1-ball, no-strike count. Misses top of the zone, 4-2. Really, 2 runs in this game that Wareham has given up have been defensive mistakes that really should not be happening. This could very well be a 2-0 game. Instead, it's 4. Here's the 2-0. Chopped over to the third base side, foul. And just another hole now that the Gatemen offense has to dig out of. And it really feels like it's become an unfortunate constant for this offense where they're playing from behind, and against a skilled team like the Red Sox, it's going to be an uphill battle here at Red Wilson Field. 2-1 pitch. Misses outside. 3-1. Hoyt and Clark haven't really seemed like they're on the same page so far in this outing. Clark's gone out to talk with Hoyt a couple of times from just beyond home plate. The two trying to work through this. 3-1 count. Hoyt settles, now deals. Pitch is a mile-high pop-up into shallow left field. Coming on to make the play is the center fielder, R.J. Hamilton. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Even more of the reason why Hoyt's wild pitches could come back to haunt this Gatemen team, because that certainly would not have been deep enough to tag Takayuchi if he was still at third. Would have been 2 outs. Infield could push back, facing John Beverly now, but nonetheless, you're down 4-0. Still time to get out of this inning.
The right fielder, Beverly, batting from the right side. First pitch, cut on and miss for strike 1. A dominant fastball right there from Hoyt. Blows it by Beverly, who's 0 for 2 in this game. Popped up into foul ground back in the second, and then lined out into center field in the third. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Hoyt. Misses high and away. Count goes to 1-1. The rain stopped for a brief period of time here at Red Wilson Field. Now starting to come back on. More of that drizzle type of precipitation compared to the more intense rain we had a little bit earlier, but it's set to come back again throughout this game. We'll see how it affects things. 1-1. A nice slider from Hoyt. Paints it on the outside part. Puts the count at 1-2. Trying to limit the damage here in this 5th inning. Keep this a 4-run ball game after one's come across for YD. Here's the 1-2. Chopped over to the third base side, tails foul. Goes down near the YD bullpen. Down that left field line. We'll do it again at 1-2.
It's an interesting time for a guy like John Beverly, who's usually a pinch runner, a pinch hitter. Has been hitting the ball very well and has been productive when he gets into the game, but hasn't really had the consistent at-bats. 0 for 2 day to day as he's in the starting lineup.
1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed for strike 3. Hoyt gets the K and limits YD to just 1 run here in the bottom half of the 5th. That coming on 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base. After 5 innings here at Red Wilson Field, it's the Red Sox 4 and the Gatemen nothing here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Sixth inning here at Red Wilson Field in Dennis. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. The rain certainly coming down harder now. And Adam, you and I getting more and more wet as the game goes on by every out. It's okay, though. A little rain never hurt nobody, but certainly is getting to the point where it could start affecting the game here in the top half of the sixth. 2-3-4 for the Gatemen coming up.
Absolutely. In this field, it's a good field, no doubt about it, but Jackson Hoyt slipped coming off the mound, fielding a ground ball last half inning. So we'll see if, and this is certainly picking up. It's the hardest it's rained. This is the first time where I feel like it could probably legitimately be put on pause. But as of right now, we're going to keep playing, and R.J. Hamilton digs in.
This game is in territory where if it is called off, it is an official result. As we've played 5 innings, this is the first pitch from Russell, misses outside. 4-1. It is plenty early in the day. That is the advantage of that 4:30 start time, is that you can pick this game up. It's only 6 o'clock, and we're in the top half of the sixth. Wareham has put 5 straight zeros on the board, looking for something here in the sixth. The 1-0 is grounded to the right side by Hamilton through the hole. A leadoff single from R.J. Hamilton. It's his first hit here tonight, and Wareham has the leadoff runner on.
But on the flip side of that, Dan, no lights here at Red Wilson Field, so we can't we can't get too late into the night. There's a reason why we had that early start. It was going to try and beat the sunset, but yeah, this is a game where, unfortunately, if you're Wareham and a team that kind of has these slow and sluggish starts, it can come back to cost you, because this game can absolutely be shortened by the rain.
Rain is forecasted for the next hour as Levi Clark steps in the plate and takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Fans are starting to file out a little bit here at Red Wilson Field. Not everyone brought their rain equipment, us included. So we're just enjoying it. Got to embrace it. The 0-1. Chopped back to the pitcher, Russell. He fields, throws to second on a hop, over to first, and the ball gets past the first baseman, Gooden. Clark stays over at the bag. That was a messy play overall, but goes down as a fielder's choice, and there's one down here in the sixth.
Yeah, I thought the most interesting call of that whole ordeal was when Russell decided to go underhand flip, took the long way over to second, and Phoenix Call pulled him off the bag, but he stayed on long enough to retire R.J. Hamilton, but that could have absolutely been everyone safe. Instead, they do get the fielder's choice.
Nate Nowitzki at the plate now. Righty on lefty. First pitch called strike, outside part of the zone. Levi Clark at first base, and really a lot of people starting to leave now here at Red Wilson Field. Again, there's no end for the rain,
and
at least for the next hour. I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay right here. I don't care how wet I get. This is a ground ball over to the right side on the 0-1 pitch that finds the hole. Nice job by Nate Nowitzki. Puts 2 runners on here for the hard-hitting Cohen Nicolai with one down in the top half of the sixth.
And if you're Wareham, maybe you feel a little bit more of a sense of urgency as this rain picks up. Not to make this game all about the weather.
It's true, though. We saw that against Orleans when they had that little comeback, and then it got cut short.
Yeah. So it's a Gatemen team that didn't score yesterday until the 8th inning. And right now, if you're this lineup, you don't know if this game's getting to an 8th inning.
They didn't score till the 6th in that game against Orleans. Played at 2, and then the game was called in the bottom half of the 7th. And now we see Zach Russell have some trouble with the pitch comp as he takes off his bracelet that's on the left hand, walk over to the YD dugout, and try and exchange it for a new one.
Yeah, that's interesting because, I don't know about you. I've never put on the pitch comp machine, but
I want to try it, but I haven't tried.
But does the rain impact that even?
It's a good question.
Water get into that, and could that, because if, then you have to go back to signs, and then this game is really getting altered because these are pitchers and catchers that haven't had to really work on signs with one another. It's been all of the pitch comp.
It's Cohen Nicolai at the plate with Clark at second and Nowitzki at first. He takes a first pitch ball down in the dirt, low and away. 1 ball and no strikes on what has turned into a rainy day here at Red Wilson Field. 1-0. Catches the inside part against Nikolai. He shakes his head no. He didn't like the call, but it's in there. 1-1. Nikolai leading this team with 13 RBIs. Would certainly love to get number 14 here and put Wareham on the board. 1-1 pitch. Missing on the inside corner. Tried to flinch out of the way a little bit, and the count goes to 2-1.
And I think if you're Cohen Nikolai in a situation like this where you want to keep the line moving, maybe force a new arm for the Red Sox out of the pen, you want to see a little bit more.
2-1. Cut foul behind the plate. Skips off the backstop. There is an arm starting to warm up out in the YD bullpen, but no one that's intensely throwing just yet. 2 balls, 2 strikes, with 1 down here in the top half of the 6th. To the DH today, Cohen Nikolai, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Misses on the outside part. The count goes full. Nowhere really to put Nikolai. It would load the bases up for Foster Apple, who waits on deck. Russell comes set, and what's a big pitch? Here's the payoff. Nikolai swings and misses at the top of the zone for strike 3. 2 down here in the top half of the 6th.
Yeah, I think Nikolai maybe a little bit frustrated, attacked the pitch previously that got it to strike 2, didn't love it. Earlier in the at-bat, didn't love strike 1, kind of put him behind the 8 ball. And then that time, maybe felt a little bit of desperation and a 3-2 count. It was in the zone, but probably one that he would have liked to put a better swing on.
Was a little bit high. Foster Apple at the plate takes a first pitch strike. Still 2 runners on here for Wareham in the top half of the 6th. Levi Clark over at second after he reached on a fielder's choice. And then Nate Nowitzki at first. He got on by way of a single. Apple 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, cuts and misses at the 0-1. And it's now 0-2. Wareham at risk of leaving a runner in scoring position on base for a 3rd straight inning. The opportunities have been there, but the hit to bring anyone in certainly has not. Russell toes the slab, and what has become a wet mound comes set, delivers the 0-2 pitch. Non-competitive, misses on the outside part of the plate. It goes to 1-2.
Yeah, that light brown dirt it used to be light brown, now it's dark brown. The rain has really soaked it on the mound.
Russell kicks up the dark brown dirt as he gets ready here for the 1-2 pitch. He comes set, delivers. This pitch gets past Cerna. Both runners are going to move up 90 feet. So now things become more interesting for Zach Russell. Still 2 outs on the board, but Levi Clark is at 3rd, and Nate Nowitzki is at 2nd. A prime RBI opportunity for Foster Apple.
Good to be heads up if you're the guys on the Wareham base paths, because a lot of room behind Cerna to the backstop. If Russell loses command of 1 again, here's the rain continues to fall. Have to be ready. Take that extra base.
Russell set at the belt. A big 2-2. Delivers. Misses on the outside part with the slider, and the count goes full. He can walk Foster Apple here if he wants. First base is open. Lincoln Garcia is on deck, and we're going to see a mound visit here from the YD staff.
Eric Beattie out from the 3rd base dugout. Probably wants to talk things over with Russell, make sure that he's not losing command of these pitches, because if he is, I think they have a much better argument. You know, if you're YD and you can get out of here in this inning, you'll take the win. 6 in a row.
6 in a row, meaning that 6 games played in a row that all these teams are enduring. This is the 2nd of those 6. Certainly would love to save yourself throwing 3 more innings. And the grip becoming a problem. The dirt has changed color. It is, you can see pockets of blue sky out there probably 10 miles away in left field, but the current gray clouds over us are still dumping rain. And Apple trying to drive home a run or 2 Here in a full count with 2 outs in the top half of the 6th. Russell delivers, and he misses down low. The bases are loaded for Lincoln Garcia.
Lincoln Garcia swinging a hot bat, 2 hits yesterday, drove in a couple of runs. Now a chance for the Gatemen to take advantage. Russell, a guy that control was not an issue the first time these two teams played, wasn't an issue early on today. As the rain has picked up, Russell has fallen off.
Garcia represents the tying run. First pitch, high and away for ball 1. He's got plenty of pop in that bat. Does not have a long ball so far this season. .233 batting average, 1 extra base hit, a pair of RBIs. Went 2 for 4 yesterday against Falmouth. Both singles, would certainly love one of those here. The 1-0. Checks his swing, does not go around. Pitch misses top of the zone, a true hitter's count. It's 2-0.
Yeah, great job from Garcia. With the bases loaded, 2 outs, you want to attack, you want to put one in play, but knew that wasn't going to be his pitch. Holds a swing, 2-0.
Russell comes home. Garcia fouls it straight back. Bounces off the brick backstop, and count goes to 2-1.
If you're Garcia, you're still ahead in the count, 2-1. Hunt what you like.
Clark at third, Nowitzki at second, Apple at first. Here's the 2-1 to Garcia. Called strike, middle of the zone. The count goes to 2-2.
Foster Apple was in an identical situation. He was actually down 1-2, then saw 3 straight balls. So if you're Lincoln Garcia, foul one off that you don't like, find your pitch.
Garcia quickly into the box. Here's the 2-2. Clubbed out of play on the first base side. Drops foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. You mentioned it, just foul one off, battle in this count. This is a big spot here for Wareham. They've been held scoreless through the first 5 innings. Have had a runner into scoring position the previous 2 frames. Haven't been able to cash in. Here's the 2-2 offering. High and away. And the count goes full. Runners will be on the move here in the full count with 2 outs. And nowhere to put Garcia. If he's walked, a run will come home in the form of Levi Clark. All the pressure on Russell. Wareham looking for its first run of the ballgame. Here's the payoff. Garcia hits it out of play on the first base side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Everyone was on the move there before Garcia looped it foul. He's confident, swings the bat in his left hand. Now puts 2 hands on it as Russell gives a thumbs up towards his third base dugout, saying he got the sign. The 3-2 pitch is a called strike 3. Garcia's frozen. And Wareham leaves the bases loaded here in the top half of the 6th. 6 innings, no runs for the Gatemen here at Red Wilson Field. We go to the bottom half. YD up by 4.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Still Jackson Hoyt on the mound here in the bottom half of the 6th, with the Gatemen trailing things 4-0 to the YD Red Sox. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. And Adam, that really felt like the prime opportunity for Wareham to cash in that top half of the 6th. Had the bases loaded, a full count with 2 outs. Lincoln Garcia strikes out looking.
Yeah, and that's the killer, was that last word, looking. Lincoln Garcia doesn't put a swing on it, doesn't give it a chance. For Zach Russell, a guy that was struggling to find the zone. I understand why you might want to dance around, but in that situation, when you've struggled to put runs on the board, you cannot go down looking.
This game's still going on. The rain is holding off for now. It got pretty intense in that top half of the sixth, but dry as of right now. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters for YD here in this bottom half of the sixth, starting with Mateo Cerna, the catcher. Hoyt out for his second inning of work, led up a leadoff single to Takayuchi, came around to score in that fifth to make the game 4-0. His first pitch bounces back to the backstop. Clark couldn't get a glove on it. Ball one. He had 2 wild pitches in that bottom half of the fifth, allowed Takayuchi to move up to second and come home.
Yeah, and right now in a 4-0 game, this leadoff hitter might not seem like a big deal, but for the Gatemen today have not had great success retiring the leadoff hitter.
Past 3 innings, the leadoff hitter has gotten a single. YD has only cashed in on that once, and that was last inning with Takayuchi. The 1-0 misses inside for ball 2. And Hoyt comes set once again. Delivers. Ball's piped down the left field line. That has extra bases written all over it, but Cerna's going to stop there at first. Seemed like for a second he might have had the chance for 2, took a big turn, but stays there. So it's a 4th straight leadoff single for YD, and they've got a base runner here in the bottom half of the 6th.
It probably should have been extra bases. Dan, if Foster Apple didn't get an excellent read on it, was all over it. Once it hit the outfield grass, it did die a bit. It felt like one off the bat that could have even rolled to the wall. It didn't. Apple got to it. A nice throw in. And Cerna took the turnaround first, but elects to go back.
Cerna's been hot today, 3 for 3 for him. Now it's Phoenix called the shortstop. Hoyt staring down Cerna. First pitch, popped up on the infield. It's over in Barnett's area. He scales back, makes a nice play for the first out.
Yeah, Barnett looks very comfortable over there at first base, getting his first start of the summer. First base hasn't really been an issue for the Gatemen this season. Tony Lira getting the day off, but Levi Clark, who's catching today, couple of options, couple of viable options. Caden McDonald as well, but today electing to go with Barnett, add some more versatility for Ryan Smythe.
Dante Vicchini now at the plate. Lefty on lefty. First pitch. Outside, ball 1. Vicchini has reached base twice in this game, both fielders' choices in which Elam has tossed over to Garcia and Vicchini has beaten out the throw at first to break up both double plays. Hoyt delivers the 1-0. Vicchini pops it foul on the third base side. Goes out of the park. 1 ball, 1 strike against the DH from Cal Poly. Going into his junior season, and this is first game for YD where he is swinging it at the plate. Came in as a defensive replacement in his first game last night against Hyannis. 1-1. This time it gets past Clark again. 4th wild pitch of Hoyt's outing. Cerna over to second on the play, and a runner into scoring position here for YD with 1 down.
And that's exactly what I said. That leadoff hitter was so important to retire if you're the Gatemen, because for Hoyt, who has struggled with command a bit, that time you see why. You get the extra base, now into scoring position for a YD lineup that has been very good at situational hitting. That's why they're off to a 10-1 start.
It's been all pitches that he's been pulling, mostly the slider in the outside part of the plate. Here's the 2-1. Goes right back to that pitch, and Clark has to scamper over into the righty batter's box to stop it. And the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, lost his mask in the process, too. Levi Clark getting a workout right now.
Reapplies it, squats down with Cerna over at second, and a 3 ball, 1 strike count to the 9-hole hitter, Dante Vicchini. Here's the pitch. Misses down low. It's a 5-pitch walk issued by Hoyt to Vicchini. He's been on base all 3 times today. And it's the top of the order now for YD with Ty Manolfi coming to the plate. Manolfi, a 2 RBI double in the second. Walked back in the fourth. That 2 RBI double brought home the first 2 runs of this game for YD. Trying to make another impact with a runner in scoring position. First pitch from Hoyt catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. It's Cerna at second after he had the leadoff single in this inning. Bikini over at first against the junior from Boston College, Ty Manolfi. The 0-1 offering, chopped right in front of Hoyt. He fields, underhand toss to first is in time. Both runners move up on the play, so it's second and third with 2 outs for Brock Kettleson after the ground out from Ty Manolfi.
Yeah, I don't think it's the start that Jackson Hoyt would have wanted. I saw him a little bit frustrated talking to his college teammate, Caden McDonald, in the dugout after his first inning with a couple of wild pitches that eventually got away from him, led to the score for the Red Sox to make it a 4-0 game. But a silver lining is he's been very good fielding his position off of the mound.
Lefty on lefty, Brock Kettleson at the plate. Singled back in the fourth to right field before Bikini was thrown out at home by Jason Wax. First pitch is way outside for ball 1. That was a huge play by Wax at the time. It kept this a 3-0 ball game. A huge defensive assist in what was a missile from right field from the man headed to LSU next year. Cerna at third, Bikini at second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0. Misses outside in that same spot that he's really struggled to get to in this game, that being near that right-handed batter's box, and the count goes to 2-0.
Yeah, settle down. First base is open, but with 2 outs, don't necessarily want to put him there.
Hoyt gets the sign, nods, comes set at the belt, and now comes home. High and away. Count is 3-0. And if Kettleson is to reach, Kevin Takeuchi waits on deck. Finn Edwards is warming in the bullpen right now for Wareham. Could be the end of Jackson Hoyt's day if he is to issue the free pass here. The 3-0 misses outside. That's a 4-pitch walk issued by Jackson Hoyt. The bases are loaded here for YD. Wareham gets its chance with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and now YD will. But pitching coach for Wareham, Eric Luxus, is out of the dugout and going to talk to Hoyt. Still waiting on a signal to the bullpen to see if it is Finn Edwards' time to come into this game. He has not motioned over there yet. Finds Hoyt, takes the ball, and now makes the point into right field. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the bottom half of the 6th, Jackson Hoyt leaves this game with the bases loaded. Cerna at second, Cerna at third, Bikini at second, and Kettleson at first, with the third baseman Kevin Takeuchi coming to hit, and Finn Edwards coming to pitch on the other side here on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
2 outs in the bottom half of the 6th with the bases loaded for the Red Sox. And Ryan Smythe and pitching coach Eric Luxus decided to make an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. It's for Finn Edwards. He comes in relief of Jackson Hoyt, who left the bases loaded.
Yes, he does, Dan. Finn Edwards, the tall 6'7" righty. In the portal out of Arizona State, he's pitching for the 5th time this summer. He's tossed an 11.57 ERA across 2 1/3 innings of work. Last pitch back on last Sunday against Falmouth. Did not record an out. Gave up 1 hit, 3 runs, 2 earned, and 2 walks. Really struggled with command against the Commodores.
The lefty Hoyt out of the game makes way for the righty Finn Edwards going against the right-handed hitter. Kevin Takayuchi was too focused on that T as the first pitch misses down low for ball 1.
I think Finn Edwards right now needs to be really focused on the Z, the zone.
Missed it right there. Here's the 1-0. He finds that zone right there for the first strike of this at-bat. Makes it 1-1. Cerna's at third, Vakiti at second with Kettleson over at first. Takayuchi at the plate, singled in the 5th. Came around to score to make this a 4-0 ball game. The 1-1 spiked in the dirt from Edwards. The count goes to 2-1. Takayuchi, 2 RBIs on the Cape season. Came in as a pinch hitter yesterday against Hyannis and went 0-1. Edwards gets the sign, comes set. Delivers home. Spikes it in the dirt, gets past Clark. Coming in to score is Cerna. Everybody moves up. And the wild pitches are killing the Gatemen. 2 wild pitches in this game have allowed 2 runs to come in to score, and it's 5-0.
Yeah, for Jackson Hoyt, that was a big issue, and Zach Russell did a nice job on the YD side to at least keep it within, striking distance and didn't let too many get away from him. Maybe didn't have the command that he wanted, but kept him in front of his catcher, Mateo Cerna. That time, Edwards couldn't, and Hoyt had the same issue.
Here's the 3-1. Fly ball, right field. Wax on the run. He's under it, and he makes the play in fair ground near the line. So Edwards comes into the game and limits the damage. Only lets up 1 run after the bases were loaded. Makes this a 5-0 ball game. YD has scored in back-to-back frames, but they still leave 2 runners on here in the bottom half of the 6th. Time to turn things over to our sideline reporter, CeCe Gabriel, ahead of the 7th. CeCe, all you.
Well, thanks, guys. Gateman catcher Drew Rogers isn't in the lineup today, but his roommate at Georgia Tech, Caleb Daniel, is for the YD Red Sox. He's been playing left field all game. And so far this season, rather throughout the year, they've been roommates all the whole entire time. And on the field, Daniel's described as competitive and focused, but off the field, he's a funny guy and a great roommate. According to Rogers, they split cooking responsibilities, with orange chicken and steaks being a couple of favorites. And on the Cape, they talk daily, they say good luck before every game, and they face each other for a 2nd time this season. A fun one for you guys. Back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Caleb Daniel due up 2nd in this inning. We've reached the top of the 7th. YD with a 5-0 lead. And it's a new pitcher, so Zach Russell's day is done for the Red Sox. The right-hander from South Carolina came in and relieved the starter. That was Connor Hamilton from Vanderbilt. It was a good start for the righty from Vanderbilt, and Zach Russell picked up right where he left off. Russell, 2 1/3, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Now the Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change goes to, for the Red Sox, it is number 17, Ethan Sutton, the right-hander from South Florida in the portal.
Has made 3 appearances in the Cape League season. All of them have been out of the bullpen. 7 innings pitched. Has a 3.86 ERA after allowing 3 earned runs in that time. This past college season, 20 appearances, 3 starts over 48 innings, a 3-3 record for a 4.31 ERA. Is a guy that can go deep into ball games, a season high 6 innings pitched, and certainly looks to provide length. Wareham only has 9 outs left to go here in this game.
Yeah, it's 8-9-1 due up. Caleb Barnett, Cade Elam, and Jason Wax the minimum to face Sutton here in his first inning of work. One of 3 games across the Cape going on right now as we browse around the CCBL. Katuitt and Brewster knotted up at 3 apiece, top of the 6th there. Harwich with a 4-1 lead over Bourne in the bottom of the 3rd. Anything catch your eye there, Dan?
It's just more of the East Division crushing the West Division, and this is a prime example of it here today with YD right now up 5-0. It's certainly good news for Wareham. They're not going to fall behind in the standings if the current results hold.
Right on right, Sutton's first pitch is a fastball that misses downstairs, 1-0 on Barnett, who just totaled his first hit of the summer. It was a single to right back in the 5th. Trying to start cutting into this 5-0 YD lead. Sutton sets into his motion. The pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. So after the starter, Connor Hamilton gave the Red Sox 3 2/3 of just 1 hit ball, no runs. Zach Russell came in, continued to steady the ship. 2-0. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes.
I think it's interesting as well when you look at the standings. YD helping out Wareham yesterday, taking down Hyannis.
Yeah.
Right now, Wareham's just a game back of Hyannis for that final playoff spot in the West Division.
3-0. This time a called strike. Barnett hardly lifted the bat over his shoulder, and the count's 3-1. 2 more games in action later today, Orleans and Falmouth. Gatemen just picked up that victory over the Commodores last night. 3-1 from Sutton. This is outside. 5-pitch walk to the leadoff man, Barnett, and he's now reached base consecutive times.
Nice stuff there, and it's all interleague play today, too. No in-division matchups, so it kind of helps you out if you're Wareham. If you are to drop here and those other East Division teams help you out, you're not really losing much ground.
Yeah, and that one last team in the West, it's Hyannis and Chatham.
That's one where you hope the Anglers can come through. That's a team that Wareham plays tomorrow.
Yeah, set to get going at 7 o'clock at Veterans Field. Right here, though, at Red Wilson, it's Cade Elam digging in. First pitch, half swing, and he fouls it off right side. Punched it towards the Wareham dugout, behind 0-1. Elam 0 for 2 today. Not the start to the summer that he would have liked. After a solid spring, Cade Elam now 1 for 20. The 0-1 count. Swings and misses. No balls, 2 strikes.
That's just a finding footing thing for Cade Elam. A .297 batting average in 55 games played for Louisville in his freshman campaign. This guy's got all the potential in the world.
I finished the spring with the 3rd most hits on Louisville as a freshman. Right now behind 0-2. The pitch takes up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Elam with the fly out in the 3rd to right. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman his last time up in the 5th. Wareham has had chances, just haven't capitalized on them today. Trailing 5-0 in the top of the 7th. 1-2. This is downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gatemen 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Right now, the lone base runner, Caleb Barnett, at first. But still, you're not expecting to score on every single one, Dan, but 0 for 5, you certainly want those numbers bumped up a little bit. Right now, 2-2 on Elam. Sutton deals. Grounded to the right side. Manolfi goes to second for 1. The flip to first, not in time. Elam beats it out, but the lead runner in Barnett is cut down. So Elam replaces Barnett on the base paths, and there's 1 away in the top of the 7th.
It was 2 weakly hit to turn and double play there. A nice effort by Manolfi to get it over to Call. Tried to make it to first in time. And now you got the top of the order coming up. You have a runner on. Jason Wax is a hard hitter. Got R.J. Hamilton, another guy who's been swinging it well lately. A real chance here for Wareham to build up some of that offensive momentum. It's kind of how it happened last night. They had the top of the order, and it was just a trickle-down effect.
Yep.
If Jason Wax can get a base hit here, could really start to spark things for Wareham.
And it's interesting because talking about manufacturing runs, nobody's tested Mateo Cerna's arm today. First pitch to the lefty, Jason Wax, is inside. And Wax said that it hit him on the knee. He's looking at it. And now the umpires will conference because Wax instantly looks down and was like, hey, that hit me. That should be a free base.
We saw a similar thing with Nate Nowitzki at the plate earlier in this game. The umpires did not change the original call. They're all conferenced together now.
It was an off speed, so it didn't really come in
No.
and drill Wax by any means, but it was still one where the reaction was so instant, and they're going to give him first base.
Yeah, Jeffrey Kinney, the home plate umpire, coming out, conversing with Sam Finn and Thomas Agosta. They all come together and decide that it did hit him, and now things get very interesting here with R.J. Hamilton up, Levi Clark on deck. R.J. Hamilton started that rally in the 8th inning yesterday with the single, and then Clark brought him home with the double.
And YD still with that 5-0 lead in the top of the 7th, but the Gatemen can start to cut into it with a base hit from R.J. Hamilton. Right on right, facing the reliever Ethan Sutton. First pitch, spikes in the dirt. Cerna collects it. Count 1-0.
And you go back to Cade Elam's at-bat. Really nice job by him to beat out the double play and set Wareham up here, because it could be just Wax over at first with 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, for Sutton, not necessarily a high leverage situation right now, but a guy that's been used to it as the 1-0 comes home. Another breaking ball. This one paints the bottom rail, a called strike, 1-1. Led the Bulls with 9 saves in the spring. Plenty of swing and miss stuff. Can be a closer, but right now for Scott Pickler, he's just asking him to continue the tear that YD's been on. He turns and fires back to second. Forces Elam back to the base. Still a 1-1 count on Hamilton. Right here at 6 games in 6 days. Today is game 2, Dan. Before another league-wide off day. He's trying to get through as few pitchers as possible. Second arm out of the pen for the Red Sox. 1-1. Grounded foul. Off the foot of Hamilton. Rolls to the third base dugout.
The big rally last night also came with 1 out on the board. And again, R.J. Hamilton started it, and then it just went through the order.
R.J. Hamilton, 1 for 3 today and a 1-2 count here against Sutton. With 1 away and runners on first and second. Sutton rocks and delivers. This is outside. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gatemen trying to win back-to-back games for the first time this year. Not an easy task today against a Red Sox team that has made quick work of the Cape League this summer. Mateo Cerna has his mask off, and he's walking down the third base line. I'm not sure what the issue is, if there's a pitch comm situation or
More
what.
pitch comm.
Yeah, Scott Pickler out from third base dugout. Yeah, Ethan Sutton's asking for another one, saying that this one's not working.
Took the bracelet off and just looked a little bit confused with Cerna on the most recent pitch, so they're working it out. It's the second time that YD's had a pitch comm issue in this game.
Red Sox with a 5-0 lead, top of the 7th. If you're just joining us, thanks for spending your Saturday evening with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky, but the Red Sox with a 3 spot in the bottom of the 2nd. Since then, it was just 1 run in the 5th and 1 in the 6th. That's been steady dominance. And right now a 5-0 advantage for YD. Pitch comm all set up. Sutton back to the top of the mound. 2-2 on Hamilton, 1 away, top of the 7th. Runners on first and second for the Gatemen. The pitch. It's grounded foul left side. Hamilton stays alive. Sutton got him to wave at 1 beneath the zone, but Hamilton still battling in a 2-2 count.
All 5 pitches in this at-bat have been at the bottom of the zone, so Hamilton knows that's where it's coming, and even if it's maybe not 100% a strike, you have to swing in a 2-strike count.
Elam on second, Wax on first. The 2-2. Fly ball, right side. Curling into foul ground. A couple give chase, and the first baseman, Tommy Gooden, crashes into the netting. It's a foul ball, stays at 2-2.
That ball hit the netting before Gooden over there could field it. A lucky break for R.J. Hamilton, and you'll take it. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat here. And again, Sutton has not dared to go above the midway point in the strike zone. He's been keeping it all down low, trying to force the ground ball to turn 2 and get out of this inning for YD.
Sutton stares in, gets the sign from Cerna. 2-2. Check swing. Hamilton fouls it out of play. The throw went to second to try and eliminate Wax. An interesting maneuver. I don't know if he would have had him, but a foul ball trickled into the field of play for about 6 inches and then quickly turned foul left side.
I don't mind that from Cerna. I mean, it's basically the equivalent of throwing down to second base for a stolen base runner. I do agree with you, though, that it did seem like he was going to be out. So maybe he's seen it once. If it happens again, might not take his chances and just go over to first. Hamilton's a very speedy guy, too. Probably would have beaten it out.
Still runners on first and second. YD leads at 5-0. Trying to win at 6 consecutive games. The 2-2. Hit on the air, fielded on a hop. Manolfi goes to second for 1. And everyone else is safe. Hamilton beats it out. That one seemed like it could have been caught by Manolfi, but he let it drop, tried to turn 2. Hamilton saw it and beat it out. Runners on the corners, 2 down, top of the 7th.
Yeah, that was very intentional to let the ball drop in front of him. And honestly, he had a play over there at third base on Elam. He got over to third very late on that one. If Manolfi was just maybe a little bit more heads up, could have cut down the lead runner, but basically is the same thing. 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, for Elam, I just had to make sure it dropped. Brings in Levi Clark, first pitch. Right on right, a called strike, 0-1. Clark 1 for 3 today. Gatemen still trying to scratch across their first run of the day. They've left 7 on base, 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The 0-1. Grounded, right side, Manolfi gloves, squares up. Soft throw to first, it's in time to retire. The side. Time to stretch at Red Wilson Field. YD still shutting out Wareham, 5-0 as we turn it to the home half when we return on Cape League TV.
Child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Finn Edwards back to work for the bottom of the 7th, trying to keep this lead at what it is. It's 5-0 YD as we've reached the bottom of the 7th. 4-5-6 due up for the Red Sox. Tommy Gooden, Caleb Daniel, and John Beverly. Welcome me back with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, it's been a similar story today as what it's been for a large part of the season for the Gatemen here this evening.
It's been not getting enough runs early. It's been allowing runs due to defensive miscues. And it's just waiting too long to get the big hit. They've had so many runners in the scoring position, but just have not been able to capitalize. And I've been putting this bullpen in a tough spot to keep holding games.
Finn Edwards trying to do just that. Deals a first pitch strike on the inside corner to Tommy Gooden. Started his day with back-to-back hits. Grounded out his last time up, but still a 2-hit day for the first baseman. An 0-1 count. Edwards kicks and deals. Fouled straight back, 0-2.
Edwards struggled with his control a little bit, but it looks on here to start things off with 2 dominant strikes.
Good in the rising senior from Vanderbilt. Teammates with the YD starter today, Connor Hamilton, who dealt 3 2/3. 0-2 from Edwards. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Clark collects it right on the plate. Squares up. Throws to first in time. First strikeout of the day for Finn Edwards, and there's one down, bottom of the 7th.
Nice strong throw there from Levi Clark. Cleans up the drop third. And a nice start from Finn Edwards here in the bottom of the 7th.
So now Caleb Daniel steps in. Not the start to his day that he would have liked. 0 for 3, grounded into a double play back in the 3rd inning. Hasn't come back to cost YD. First pitch. Fouled back off the mask of Clark, 0-1. Red Sox still with that 5-0 lead.
And Edwards just pitching efficiently, pitching with no fear, just attacking the zone.
YD back in action tomorrow on the road at Bourne. The 0-1 pitch from Edwards grazes the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. The Braves currently lead things atop the West Division. YD, obviously, with some room at the top of the East Division at 10-1. Next closest is Harwich at 7-4. So it could be a battle between 2 teams atop their respective divisions. 1-1 is unloaded on near side, but Daniel lines it out of play. 1-2.
And that's the thing. Bourne is the leader in the clubhouse right now in the West Division, but they have 5 wins. Wareham has 3.
Yep.
It's a slow start, sure, but you're 2 games off the top.
1-2, 1 away. The pitch from Edwards. Breaking ball tails down. And Daniel holds his swing, 2-2.
Obviously, Bourne has a couple of ties thrown in there as well, but if you rip off a little 3-game win streak,
certainly,
you're right there in first. It might seem out of reach, but it's all right in front of you.
2-2, Edwards winds and fires. Fly ball, right center field. Hamilton on the move. It hangs up, settles under it, and he holds it in for the second out of the inning. Caleb Daniel now 0 for 4 and back-to-back flyouts to the center fielder Hamilton.
Nice job by Hamilton. There's a little bit of an uphill out there in center field on the track, kind of like the old Houston Astros stadium where they had that little hill up there in center field. Not as extreme, but definitely of a little bit of an incline. Not the easiest play for Hamilton. Does a nice job of managing it. Makes the running play, and a really nice bounce-back inning here from Finn Edwards to start.
Now trying to retire the side in order, faces John Beverly, the 6th hitting right fielder from the right side. First pitch is a fastball low, 1 ball, no strikes. Edwards in the portal from Arizona State, searching for his new home against John Beverly, who has found his next destination from Georgia State, heading to Auburn. 1-0, Edwards pitches and misses once again downstairs. It's been very, very identical misses for Finn Edwards so far. Both right there, down and away. Bases cleared, 2 down, bottom 7. Pitch. Flared right side, hooking out a play, and a fan there to field it on a hop.
Little kid over there has the glove on.
Yeah.
He was ready to pounce all over that ball when it bounced out.
Back to the field of play. It's Edwards behind 2-1 on Beverly. Sets and loses his footing as he was coming down the mound. Held on to the ball, and that's going to be ball 3.
Just weird there from Edwards. Kind of lost his footing, didn't release it, still had the ball in his hand, and kind of tripped over himself a little bit.
I'm sure you guys can tell. 3-1 comes home. Misses downstairs. 5-pitch walk to Beverly. I'm sure you guys can tell the rain has stopped. Telltale sign was me and Dan stopped talking about it every 12 seconds.
We just got a little bit, scared. We got no covers, so not the best feeling when you're just getting rained on.
No, but we battled. Still cloudy skies overhead.
You can see some blue now, though, out there.
No doubt. Runner on first, 2 down. Edwards trying to maneuver around it. First pitch to Mateo Cerna is on the way. Hit on the ground, right side, snared on the backhand by Barnett. Flips to a covering Edwards at first, and he steps his right foot on the bag to retire the side. 2-out walk is all YD maneuvers in the home half of the 7th. It's the Red Sox with a 5-0 lead. When we return, 4-5-6 due up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit Reed Custom Soils.
Top of the 8th between YD and Wareham. It's the Red Sox dominating 5-0. The 10-1 first place team in the East looking to win its 6th consecutive game. Off to a good start. Ethan Sutton back to the mound for his second inning of work.
It's just been dominant overall today for YD. Nowitzki coming to the plate, one of 3 Gatemen with a hit last time against these Red Sox. But still, 7 straight zeros on the board, and you've left 2 or more runners on in 3 of the last 4 innings.
Right on left, first pitch cut on and missed. 0-1. As last time around, Sutton came in, led on, couple of runners, surrendered a hit by pitch and a walk, but Wareham had runners on the corners. Couldn't scratch one across. The 1-0. Misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, that's why I think more than anything, it's not that the potential isn't there for Wareham. They have put offensive pressure on, just still missing the big hit, and that's really been a constant theme throughout the season.
Whitey and Wareham back at it for the second time this summer, 1-1. This is downstairs, 2 ball, 1 strike. But in that first game back on June 18th, the game didn't even reach the 8th inning. Wareham went down in 7. It was a 14-2 loss. You said it just a moment ago, Dan. Nowitzki was one of just 3 Gatemen to record a hit. It's 2-1. Grounded on a couple of hops. Gloved by Gooden at first. And he sprints in, taps the bag, and there's 1 away.
4 outs to go in this game, too. Or 5. Cohen to Clyde at the plate, a guy that delivered in this 8th inning yesterday. Just the situational and clutch hitting has been missing.
Yep. But, going back to it, it wasn't a great start to the season for the Gatemen, but in that loss, totaling just 3 hits, pitchers surrendered 12 walks. His first pitch to Nikolai, it's cut on and missed. Half swing, but he offered. 0-1. 12 walks from the pitchers, 3 hits from the hitters, 2 errors from the defense. It was all around sloppy. Today hasn't quite been that. The Gatemen, no runs, but 4 hits, 1 error. It's the 0-1, another check swing, and another one in the zone. It's 0-2.
I don't like that call there from Jeffrey Kinney.
No balls, 2 strikes, top of the 8th. YD leading at 5-0. Right on right, Sutton. Sets and deals. Called strike 3 at the knees, and Nikolai down on 3 pitches, and he takes a long stare at the home plate umpire and begins a slow walk back to the first base dugout.
Yeah, he's clearly making a statement about how unhappy he is. I'll tell you one thing, the first 2 pitches of that at-bat were strikes. The last one, also a strike at the bottom of the zone.
I didn't like it, and Sutton saw where Nikolai was uncomfortable, continued to go back to it, and for a third time went right back to it. Backwards K for Cohen Nikolai. 2 down, top of the 8th. First pitch to Foster Apple. Misses inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
This next stretch here for Wareham is really interesting. Starting with YD today, you play every single team in the East Division. You don't play a West Division team over the next 5.
The 1-0. Apple checks a swing, the appeal down, he did go. You can see the YD dugout starting to get into this one. It's 5-0, top of the 8th. Red Sox have already won each of their last 5, trying to make it 6. They are just 4 outs away. Sutton, the 1-1. This is downstairs, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And all this play against all of these East Division teams just gives you a chance to feel out what you have. And a loss in these games obviously hurts you, but it doesn't hurt you as much as an interdivision loss.
Yep.
Not
2-1.
that it's fun to lose.
Never. 2-1. This is outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Have to imagine that Finn Edwards' day is done. Colton Sampson up and warming in the Gatemen bullpen. Could get the bottom of the 8th.
Just feels like a lack of energy overall.
YD took a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 2nd. Haven't let up since. 3-1 to Apple. Called strike 2.
The YD dugout is into every single pitch. We're in a 5-0 ball game in the top half of the 8th with 2 outs. All of them are up on the top rail, screaming at the top of their lungs.
Payoff forthcoming to Apple. Sutton from the belt. Kicks and delivers. Hit up the middle to center field. Hangs up, and Brock Kettleson makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Potentially the last chance for YD to add some insurance to its 5-0 lead. They'll send the 8-9-1 hitters to the plate in a 5-0 game on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Red Sox leading the Gatemen 5-0. It's another Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen, and this one comes in the form of Colton Sampson, the 6'2", 195-pound lefty out of the Seminole State College of Florida, Dan.
Adam, you and I were talking about it a little bit earlier. This is a guy that stayed active over the last few days after pitching against Orleans in that rainout game where he went 2 innings, giving up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. A lot of high leverage stuff. He had 72 strikeouts in conference play, looking to get some more swing and miss stuff and keep this a 5-run ball game here in the bottom half of the 8th after Finn Edwards comes out of this game. Didn't really have his best stuff in this one, and obviously lots of work to do for Wareham in this game overall.
Yeah, and for yesterday, it was a busy day for Sampson. Despite not getting into the game, Sampson got up, started throwing out in left field, but then when Wareham put up that 4 spot in the bottom of the 8th, he sat down. Ty Stark got up, came in for the save situation, and Stark finished the day off. But Sampson this time actually gets into the game and trying to pitch a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 8th. But YD with that 5-0 lead. It's been all Red Sox. It was a scoreless first inning, but YD with 3 runs in the bottom of the 2nd, 1 in the 5th, another in the 6th. That's how we've arrived at our 5-0 edge for the Red Sox, looking for their 6th consecutive win, and they're just 3 outs away. It'll be left on right to begin things in the bottom of the 8th. Phoenix Cole, Dante Vecchini, and Ty Manolfi due up for YD. First pitch, inside corner, a called strike, and Sampson works ahead on call, 0-1.
Strong start. Sampson was really good the other night against Orleans, just pounded the zone and pitched with really no fear.
0-1. Lines. And it fouls off the end of the bat from Phoenix Cole, but got a piece of Levi Clark.
Oof.
Who's down on 2 knees behind home plate. He's lost his mask, and he is grimacing right there in an 0-2 count here on call.
Hit him in the spot where nobody wants to be hit. Just grimacing in some pain. Shaking it off. Was a little bit exposed right there when he went down to block the pitch. He seems to be okay. He's going to stay in this game.
Right now an 0-2 count. The base is clear. Sampson kicks and delivers. Misses outside. Clark had to stretch across his body to avoid that one rolling to the backstop, and the count 1-2. Cole 0 for 2 today. Was hit by a pitch his first time up. Since then, he's been retired back-to-back times. 1-2, left on right. Sampson misses outside, and another one where Clark had to go across his body. Gets to his feet and fires back to his pitcher, Colton Sampson.
He's been having to do that a lot today.
Yeah.
Had to do it with Hoyt going to the left side of his body, now moving to the right with Sampson.
2-2, Sampson lines and misses downstairs. Count runs full to the leadoff man in the bottom of the 8th, Phoenix Call.
And this is after getting ahead, 0-2.
Call, the rising senior out of UCLA. 3-2, deep breath from Sampson. The payoff. Swing and a miss. Colton Sampson gets a strikeout to open his day. Cole works the count full, but he's down on strikes. 1 away, bottom of the 8th.
Nice job by Sampson. Just coming into this game, looking to provide more stability. Edwards did a nice job of going an inning and a third with no hits, no runs, a walk and a strikeout, and Sampson picking up where he left off.
Yeah, Dante Vecchini now digs in from the left-handed batter's box. Left on left. Sampson kicks and fires. Fouled out of play left side, well beyond the trees. And the count 0-1.
I think that's just a nice job there of this lefty-on-lefty matchup. Sampson just going in. And once again, pounding that zone.
Vecchini played in 57 games this spring for Cal Poly. 6'3", 200-pounder. Getting the day off defensively, typically an outfielder. The 1-1. Called a strike inside corner, 1-2. Vecchini slides in seamlessly with this YD team. Offensively, stout at the plate, commands the zone, and defensively just as good. 1-2, high chopper right side and foul. On the defensive side, obviously, we talked about it, Vecchini getting the DHing spot today, but made just one error this spring across 57 games with Cal Poly. 1-2, bases clear, one away, bottom of the 8th. Sampson offers. Grounded, right side on a hop. Barnett fields, goes to first, taps the bag himself, and there's 2 away in the 8th.
If there's one positive you're going to take away from today, it's the defense at first base by Caleb Barnett. He's been tested a lot of times. He's really handled everything effortlessly over there today at first. A really nice showing from the man from Alabama.
So Sampson works with ease, retires Cole and Vicchini. Now the leadoff hitter, Ty Manolfi, who opened this game scoring with a 2 RBI double back in the 2nd. So far, that's all the Red Sox have needed. First pitch, splits the legs of Clark, rolls to the backstop, 1-0. Manolfi, the second baseman from Boston College. Did not play in the first meeting between these two sides. Batting leadoff today. The 1-0. Grounded, right side. High chopper to Kate Elam. Squares up, goes to first in time. A 1-2-3-8 for Colton Sampson out of the pen for the Gatemen. And now Wareham has its last chance to strike. In a 5-0 game, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Gatemen when we return on Cape League TV.
Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting finance.
Last chance for the Gatemen. Top of the 9th, trailing 5-0. 7, 8, 9, a trio of righties set to face an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Dan Shalam, Red Vaughn enters the game for the YD Red Sox.
The 6'3", 235-pounder from Florida State, who's made 3 appearances this year for YD, 4 1/3 innings pitched, has let up 2 earned runs in that time, so the ERA is at a 4.15. But this past college season didn't see that much action, just 5 appearances over 4 2/3, where he let up 9 earned runs. So looking for some more prolonged experience here with YD and a chance to close out this game. Not a save situation, but still a chance to hand YD a 6th straight win.
He toes the slab, set to face the bottom of the Wareham order, and it starts with Lincoln Garcia, who's 0 for 3 today with 3 strikeouts. For Garcia, he kind of started the season as an everyday guy, eased out of that role with some early struggles, but the last 3 games that he's played in, he's recorded a hit. First pitch that he sees from Vaughn, he grounds it foul left side. 0-1. But 1 hit against Harwich, 2 against Falmouth, and then another 2-hit game against the Commodores in the second time the two sides met.
He's been putting together good swings, but the consistency has been lacking a little bit. That's why we've seen Ryan Smythe take him out and put him in. But a guy with plenty of potential.
0-1, fouled straight back. No balls, 2 strikes for Lincoln Garcia. Went down swinging in the second. Has been sent back to the third base dugout looking each of his last 2 times up. Top of the 9th, Red Sox leading at 5-0. Vaughn kicks and fires. Misses outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And an unfortunate plate appearance last time for Garcia. Was up with the bases loaded and 2 outs and a full count. and was frozen. Went down looking.
1-2 from Vaughn. This is high. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vaughn, 4-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. It's a very, very heavy fastball dosage, though. About 60% of the time. 2-2. This is downstairs. Previous pitch missed well high. That time well low. And the count runs full to the leadoff man in the top of the 9th, Lincoln Garcia.
Nice way to work.
Payoff on the way from Vaughn. Flied over our heads, out of play. And that one drilled a car that resides in the front row of the Red Wilson parking lot.
I hope it's not one of our producers' cars. Fingers crossed, but that definitely struck something.
That time, Rhett Vaughn struck something. He struck Lincoln Garcia out. Third straight time that the shortstop's gone down looking. He's 0 for 4 today, and there's 1 away in the top of the 9th.
Again, Garcia just hasn't been able to get the bat off the shoulder. 3 strikeouts looking is certainly uncharacteristic from him.
So now Caleb Barnett steps in, still in just his 2nd game this summer with the Gatemen. 1 for 2, walked his last time up. First pitch, takes a breaking ball that tailed beneath the bottom rail, and the count's 1-0. Barnett played third base yesterday in the win over Falmouth, moved over to the other corner today. As he waves and misses at the 1-0 fastball, count now even 1 ball, 1 strike. But Barnett certainly putting together some much more competitive at-bats. Yesterday, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Today, singled to right in the 5th, worked a walk his last time up.
A fan threw his ball onto the field out there in right field and had to go retrieve it.
Front row. Not a ton of protection over there down the lines. 1-1, another breaking ball, and another one that clips the dirt. And now a 2-1 count.
Really like what I've seen from Caleb Barnett today. A single back in the 5th, a walk in the 7th. Really starting to pick it up, and some great defense at first base.
2-1. Fouled straight back. Count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away, top of the 9th. Red Sox lead it 5-0. Wareham has had its chances offensively, but it's a YD pitching staff that's been very good. They've allowed just 24 earned runs. 2-2. Just misses. Red Sox dugout thought it was a called strike 3. Instead, the count works full. But 24 earned runs across over 103 innings. Leads the league with a 2.09 ERA. Starters have been great. Relievers even better. 3-2, called strike 3. Bottom 3rd. Barnett started taking off down the first base line, but Wareham now down to its final out in the top of the 9th.
Pretty impressive here from Rhett Vaughn. Back-to-back full counts and back-to-back Ks looking. That one on Barnett was a strike, very bottom part of the zone. Probably was about 75% in, 25% out, but that is strike 3.
Now the 9th hitting Katie Lum steps in, trying to keep this game going. Right on right, first pitch. Misses in the dirt, 1 ball, no strikes. Elam 0 for 3 today, a 1 for 21 start this summer. Been a utility infielder for the Gatemen, today playing second base. The 1-0. Popped foul. Behind home plate, right back to the parking lot. This time it at least hops off the pavement, then ricochets off a car. The one we just saw, that was instant contact.
Full on.
Ball and a strike with the bases clear. The pitch from Vaughn. Fouled straight back into the netting. 1-2 the count. Gatemen down to their final strike. Red Vaughn and YD just a pitch away from getting its 6th straight win. Vaughn kicks, fires. Grounded, left side of the infield. Call on the backhand. Strong throw, and it pulls good and off the bag. And Kate Elam is safe. We'll see if that goes down as a hit or an error. But nonetheless, the The Gatemen live to see another batter, and it's Jason Wax stepping in from the left side.
I had Elam beating that out all day long. It was a tough play for Call on the backhand to throw across the diamond against a speedy guy. And Jason Wax now at the plate. Just try and build on stuff, bring it into tomorrow.
So it does go down as an infield single, second hit of the summer for Cade Elam. Right on left to Jason Wax, trying to keep the line moving, keep this ball game moving on. First pitch, he swings and taps it foul into the netting, 0-1. Gooden not worried about Elam over at first. Not holding him on, and a 5-0 game, top of the ninth. Vaughn sets up and deals the 0-1. Wax takes, right call. Misses below the zone, a count 1-1. Red Sox 5, Gatemen 0. Wareham trying to spark a 2-out rally. As Wax calls for time, steps out of the left-handed batter's box. Cade Elam, the lone base runner. Vaughn sets and delivers. Called strike. Fastball outside corner. And for the second time tonight, the Gatemen are down to their final strike.
It's a good spot there from Vaughn. Just painted it.
Vaughn stepped off the mound for a second. Ascends atop, and the count 1-2 with a runner on first and 2 away. Top of the ninth, Vaughn's pitch is fouled back. Wax stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Elam was on the move there on that last pitch as well. Just trying to make something happen.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Vaughn, after a pause, goes home. Misses inside, and it missed him well inside and got a piece of Wax. Second time that Jason Wax has been hit by a breaking ball on his right knee. And now the Gatemen have 2 aboard in the top of the ninth.
Certainly won't complain about it. If you're Jason Wax, keep that line moving. Give R.J. Hamilton a shot and just get a run on the board. Eliminate that 0. Don't want to get shut out.
Have another game tomorrow as the Anglers come to town. Chatham with a 1-0 lead at the end of the first against Hyannis. Right on right here between Vaughn and Hamilton with 2 aboard. First pitch. Called strike, down to the outside corner, 0-1. Wareham took down Chatham. First time the 2 teams met. The 0-1. Misses outside. Hamilton holds a swing. Fastball at the belt. Count 1-1.
That was a come from behind win as well against the A's at home. Got Wareham its first win.
Elam off of second, Wax on first. 1-1. Vaughn looks back, goes home. Grounded, left side. Tough play for Call again. He goes to third, tries to get the force, and it's in time. Ball game over. YD wins it. 5-0 your final. Phoenix call to Kevin Takeuchi to conclude the ball game. Red Sox take their 6th in a row and advance to 11-1. It's been a wagon so far for Scott Pickler's team.
Certainly has. They look untouchable right now, but if you're Wareham, from the 4th inning on, you left a runner on in every single inning but one. Struggling to get that big hit. Bring some runners home. The potential was once again there, but you fall short, put yourself in an early hole, and too little, too late.
So YD wins its 6th in a row. Wareham can't capitalize on the momentum it built from the win a day ago. They fall 5-0 and fall to 3-9 on the season. Gatemen back in action tomorrow afternoon. They'll take on the Chatham Anglers at 6 o'clock. We'll talk to you then. Wareham, no runs on 5 hits, 1 error in the field. YD takes it. 5 runs on 8 hits and 1 error in the field. For Dan Shalam, I'm Adam Hipsky. Thanks to our entire production